Okay, I'm gonna start with the outside of this building construction. Now this is a custom, well, say handmade sign I made to go on the outside here. This is the garage door, and the buildings are roughly right about 25 by 25. At the highest point, 18, I think 18.2. That's pretty good pitch on it. Keeps the roof, snow and stuff off. Anyway, this is the front side of the building. That's a pretty tall door because I have to park the casita or RV in there. So, and this is that lean-to to get back here. When I was building it, went ahead and put a lean-to on the building. So that's a look at the lean-to. Put a door in on this side, and then I put a swing, built some benches across here, little hammock in, put a pet door in. No windows. I didn't want windows. Here's that back side. You see again, pretty good, pretty tall building. I get inside, we'll see that. And then the other side here. Now this side I had to build up, so since I had to build it up, this is where I've been packing in to support the foundation and all on this side. It's not quite finished, a work in progress, but but once again, making the rounds. And you can see all the leaves down and the pecans. I'm picking up pecans every day. Okay, put a little fence around this, keep the pets inside here. But let's go inside. Here's the door entry and all, and we'll turn off this music because YouTube will block it. Strung lights in here by using the string lights going all the way around the building. Now to construct it, I had to build the foundation, of course, and then pour a pad. And the pad, of course, has that traditional cut to stop the cracking. For installation, I used the Simpson brackets. Let's see if I can find a better picture. All my posts are sitting in Simpson brackets. If you don't know what those are, they basically look like this, and they underneath that there's a hammer drill bolt that gets put in the concrete and sealed. Then the post is set in the Simpson bracket, so it actually has a lip on it. So the post is never in contact with any water. It actually sits about an inch. And then you bolt that to that Simpson bracket. And then you can see I come back with carriage bolts. Same thing up at the top. There's lag bolts. And so all the posts around the building were set that way. And that's where I began after the foundation, setting those posts. Then the cross members, of course, were put in. And I put bracing in. And then I came back on the bottom too, all the way around the building. I made me some shelving. So I'd have shelving inside. Now, you can see there's double headers up there. Like the truss work was hand built. Here is some remnants of where I drew my pattern for my trusses. You can still see some of that. So I built my first truss, and I used that pattern to build all 10 trusses. So there are 10 trusses there, and those trusses span 25 feet. So they're pretty good length. I used 2x6 for the flooring there, followed by 2x4s. You can see all my bracing up top. Now behind each of those little 2x that join there, I did use also those metal plates. Now I came back, I put hurricane clips in a lot of places along there. You can see up top. And you can see I did inside and out all the way around. And of course the metal, just a matter of cutting and hanging the metal. And that was a pretty straightforward job once you have it cut. Now, installing garage door, I had double springs, so I cut me 2 pieces of rebar to jack those springs, and it ended up being about 20-something turns on those. To support the garage door, I actually used doubled up on the post here, 6x6, side by side. And you can actually see that the bracketing and all for the garage door here actually is on one of those 6x6 posts. And then for my header, across the top, you can see up there the 2x12s. And they are sandwiched from front to back. And then I use carriage bolts to, again, seal that. It's like a sandwich deal. So, and same thing on the left side over, you can see they're doubled side by side. So very solid. And then I had to build internal bracing for the railing for the garage door. It's crude electrical, but it works. Like I said, I came in actually at ground level and then just run me some rough wiring around, strung my lights around the interior and put a piece in the center there. Okay, now on the outside too, to make sure I could prevent any leakage from coming inside the building, we go out and I can show you that. What I did was I had some I'll show you here on this back side so you can see a piece. What I wanted to do was make sure that there'd be no water at floor level. So I had lips made here. You can kind of see one, a lip that actually goes up and bends up, does a 90, bends again on the outside of the pad. So that keeps any water from being able to ever flush up against there and get in there. Okay, at the roof line, the very top, what I did was, at the very top up there where the ridge line is, all those pieces on the ridge line, I actually bent those back to make a lip. Of course, you can't see it, but it has a bend up there on that end to keep any water from flushing under the ridge. And I know you can buy those rubber pieces, that foam stuff, but that deteriorates over time. So that stopped that. Now, flash, the lean-to has a large piece of flashing that's bent and sits under the top line and at those bottom pieces. So now initially I used just 4x4 posts on the lean-to out here with some bracing, but I came back and I inset 6x6s on the interior, primarily to give it additional support, but we also built some benches to go across that section. So no leaks. Building has been up for well, a year last month. You know, it's worked very well. And as you can see, I've already filled it up. So anyway, if you decide you want to do something like this, a little bit different, I did not put my post in dirt, so they should never rut. And I tried to overbuild to make sure the building would stand. We got a lot of wind and so forth here. So pretty strong, steady building. Anyway, hopefully you can enjoy this.